Okay, let's finish up our week in math. Today's lesson's not that bad at all. All you need to do is be able to subtract to find the answers today. If you can subtract and use your brain just a little bit, this lesson is not bad at all. So we are basically looking at two kinds of angles today and then determining the missing portion of the angle. So just real quick at a sheet of paper somewhere you can have for a reference. You already know this, but let's just put a right angle equals 90 degrees. You already know that, but you might remember this. A straight angle equals 180 degrees. So we're going to be subtracting for this entire lesson from either 90 minus something or 180 minus something. Okay? And every time we look at this problem on your homework and on this practice right now, we're solving for the measure of angle X. Angle X, it's like a mystery angle, the missing angle. So we're trying to find out how many degrees angle X is. And so it gives us a clue each time, and it says angle CBA is a right angle, so it's worth 90 degrees. And we know that this much of angle CBA is 45 degrees, so we're trying to figure out how much that's worth. Well, what we need to do is subtract. We need to do 90 minus how much we know, 45. And when we subtract, we're going to get 45 degrees. So this angle is also 45 degrees. That's splitting it in half. If you think about it like that tape measure we used to do, okay, we have 90, and then we've got one part that's 45, and we've got one part we didn't know, and so you did 90 minus 45 to figure out 45. When we were doing subtraction using those tape measures, tape boxes, we do it like that. So it's kind of the same idea, just using angles instead. Let's take a look at another one. Letter B says GFE. Remember that letter in the center is always the vertex of the angle. GFE is a right angle, so we know this is worth 90 degrees. So we know we're going to be subtracting from 90 degrees. And we're trying to find how much X is worth. Well, this part of the 90-degree angle is 20. So let's take it away and find out what's left for X. 90 degrees minus 20 degrees is 70 degrees. So angle X is 70 degrees. The third part. Now this time we don't have a right angle, do we? We have a straight angle. Remember how many degrees a straight angle is worth? It's worth 180 degrees. So we're not subtracting from 90 this time. We're subtracting from 180. So right angles, 90, but straight angles subtract from 180. And we do it the same way though. We know the straight angle IJK, it's straight, is worth 180 degrees, and this much of it is worth 70. How much is this angle? So we just got to take the 70 away from 180. These are nice, easy subtraction problems, aren't they? So that would leave 110 degrees. So angle X is 110 degrees. This is very, very simple. All right, let's go to letter D. It's curved. It's angled, but it's still a straight angle, so it's still 180 degrees. They just kind of tilted it. And we know this much is 83 degrees, so we're going to take that away. And now we're trying to find X, what's left. So 180 minus 83, more on the floor, go next door, borrow from the 8, make it a 7, make the 0 a 10, 10 minus 3 is 7. Can't do that, make that a 0, 17 minus 8 is 9, so we have left 97 degrees. Angle X is 97 degrees. Moving on. Oh, it's getting tricky looking now. Now, this one is kind of a trick question. Remember, we're solving every time for X. So this one's a little bit tricky, so pay attention to what it's asking. Angle QRS is a straight angle. But we're not trying to find out all the way from here to here. We only want from here to here is angle X. So we know that URS is a right angle, right? This angle right here. URS is a right angle. So we're actually going to subtract from 90 degrees, even though it gives us a straight angle. We've got this part of the straight angle divided up into a right angle and this part into a right angle, as it showed us. So we're going to take 90 degrees minus what we know already. So we're only looking at this part, remember, this part right here. You can forget about this. So we're trying to figure out how much is that worth if this much of the right angle is 36 degrees. So 90 minus 36, I'm going to borrow there, make that a 10, and it gives us 54 degrees. So this angle X right here is 54 degrees. So be careful what it's, even though it gives us a whole right angle, the angle X is only part of it gives us a whole straight angle. The angle X we're looking for is only part of this right angle. So make sure you look at what X is asking for. Okay, let's do a few more. And this one's got it all sideways on us. Angle XYZ is a straight angle. Okay, now this time look what it's done. It's given us this angle plus this angle, and it wants us to find this little angle. So let me ask you, how much is a straight angle worth? It's worth 180 degrees. And I can take away 60, and I'll have that one checked off. That's going to leave us 120 from here to here. And from that 120, I can take off the 108. Okay, that's one way to do it. And that's going to leave me with 12 degrees. So angle X is 12 degrees. Now, another way you could do that is you could say, okay, this whole angle is worth 180. And I know that this much is 108 plus 60 would be 168. So I'm going to measure all the way from here to here. That's 168 if you add them together. So we'll take that away, and we're still going to get 12 degrees for angle X. Okay, just find the missing portion. Find the missing portion. In the following figure, angle, or ACDE is a rectangle. Without using a protractor, find the measurement of DEB. Well, what do we know about rectangles? What about every corner of a rectangle? How much is it worth? There's 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. And so we're trying to find the angle DEB. DEB. So we're trying to find this angle right here. And we know that this much of it is 27. And we know the whole angle is 90 degrees. So we're going to do 90 degrees because it's a right angle minus 27 degrees. And what are we going to get? We're going to get 63 degrees. So it didn't tell us this was a right angle. You just had to know it by knowing that a corner of a rectangle is worth 90 degrees, or measures, I should say, 90 degrees. So that's your assignment for today. You're going to have problems very similar to these. Go back and rewatch my examples if you need to. I think you will do very, very well on it today. Just be able to subtract, use a little common sense, and you'll make a 100. Go get started.